Hey, what's going on, tubes? Today I just wanted to show you guys a Briggs Quatro engine. These engines are the format. They're basically the same engines that Briggs came out with in 1953 when they came out with the aluminum block lawnmower head engine. You know, they started calling them the Quatro around the time they came out with the Quantum in 1984. But prior to the Quantum, the Quatro, which was the original Briggs lawnmower engine, which, you know, at the time they didn't call it Quatro, it was just the Briggs lawnmower engine. It was basically the same engine they used on lawnmowers from 1953 to 1984. So 64, 74, 84. All right, so about 30 years before they finally came out with the Quantum. Now, as of this year, I believe they finally stopped making all L-head engines. I know the Quantum is out of production as of last year, was the final year. I still saw a couple Quatros on items, but I think that's all rollover stuff from last year. I don't think they're building these engines anymore, but I just want to show how well these engines were built. This is on a Murray lawnmower. I'm gonna show you. It's on a Murray lawnmower that was built in 1999. So it's a 19-year-old Quatro, and it still runs excellent, perfect. And you know, these are the format of Briggs' original vertical lawnmower aluminum block engine. Just want to show it. And another thing is, the Quatro is a vertical engine only. They did not call horizontal engines Quatros, ever. One person tried to say that, and they were wrong. But here it is. This is the format, the design of Briggs' original aluminum engine for the lawnmower that they came out with in 1953. You got your diaphragmatic carburetor with a feeder tube that goes down into the gas tank, the sponge air filter that you wash with detergent and fill with oil, and you know, this design, which was actually still used up until last year, you know, 2018, 1953 to 2018. Okay, so 03, that was 50 years, 13, 60 years, plus 5, 65, 55 years. These things were in, what, 65 years these engines were in production. All right. The Quantum was also another excellent lawnmower engine, but this was the original. This was the aluminum block engine Briggs and Stratton came out with in 1953 to put on lawnmowers. Same format. Some minor differences now to the original ones, but basically the same. You take this plastic cover off, it would look just like the old school ones. You know what I'm saying? Where it would have said Briggs, also known as the Briggs Classic. I believe they've called them the Sprint now. You know, the older ones had the round muffler, and this one can take a round muffler, but that one has the Quantum style muffler on it. But you know, I just wanted to share this engine because this engine went out of production as of last year, and when they came out with the Quantum, they started using these smaller ones on smaller lawnmowers and smaller power equipment, and the Quantum was put on the bigger stuff, you know, because the Quantum is 190 cc, and I believe this is 153 cc. They've rated them at all kinds of different horsepower. Back in the day, they'd be at 3, 3.5, 4. They've jacked these ones up to, I've seen as high as 5.5. You know, and then they finally got out of the horsepower era because they kept, you know, jacking the horsepower ratings up, up, up. But it's a 153 cc engine. They basically built them the same for, like I said, 65 years. And, you know, they came with the nice big thick spark plugs that, you know, those spark plugs barely ever would go bad compared to the thin ones they use today. And just everything on it, they built these things, you know, solid. Yeah, so this one's 19 years old, and as you just saw, it was running perfect. On a lawnmower, that's still perfect. So, you know, if you got one of these, or you got a Briggs L head that was built in the USA, you can tell this one was built in the USA because it doesn't have those stupid ribs on the block. The ones that had the ribs on the block were Chinese made, somewhere around 2013, maybe a little bit earlier. They started building them in China. Basically the same engine. I think they started cheaping out on some things once they went over there with them. Now basically 90% of everything built by Briggs and Stratton is made in China. But everything's overhead valve now, and I just wanted to share basically the same lawnmower engine that they used when they came out with the aluminum block in 1953 and ran all the way to 2017. And you know, you couldn't ask for anything better. The only reason these went out of production is emission standards. Overhead valves are a little bit quieter, and they meet emission standards now. That's all it is. And you know, on small little pieces of equipment like this, you know, does it really matter? I don't know. I mean, on cars I can see emission standards, but on this little power equipment, I don't know. I really don't see the point with the emission standard thing. You know, how much more could it really be to these little L heads to the new ones? How much more did they really pollute? And how much, if you took every L head ever built and it was all running at the same time compared to the overhead valves, how much more pollution could it really be creating? So I just wanted to share that with you now, just see if I'm sure it'll start right up on one pull again, because these engines were reliable. And that, you know, that's got good torque. Good torque, good horsepower, runs perfect. Can't ask for more out of an engine. So I just wanted to share that, and remember, the Quattro was the classic, which was their original design. The Quattro was only a vertical engine. They did not make Quattros in horizontal. The people that say, oh, that 3.5 horsepower horizontal engine you got there is a Quattro. No. They don't make horizontal Quattros. They never did. Okay? The Quattro was the name they came out with when the Quantum came out with in 1984, to take the name of what was originally the original Briggs classic lawnmower engine. Alright? Thanks for watching. Peace.